The sun shines over Fort Lauderdale, casting a warm glow on the sandy shores and the iconic skyline. But the beaches are quieter than ever, with only a handful of people scattered along the vast expanse of sand. The usual crowds of families and Canadian snowbirds are missing, leaving the walkways eerily empty. Local businesses feel the absence. Cafes that once buzzed with Canadian accents now sit half-empty, their tables waiting for customers who may never come. I spoke with Carlos, a longtime restaurant owner who misses his regulars from Montreal and Toronto. He reminisces about the lively conversations and the familiar faces that used to fill his establishment. He points to empty tables, a sign of the times, and wonders when or if things will return to normal. This isn't just a slow week, it's a pattern repeating up and down the coast, affecting countless businesses and communities. From New York to California, Canadian visitors are staying away, leaving a noticeable void in the tourism industry. The connection between our countries feels strained, and it's hitting real people hard, from business owners to seasonal workers. The quiet here isn't just peaceful, it's unsettling, a stark reminder of the changes we're all experiencing. For decades, Canadians have been part of the fabric of these communities, bringing life and vibrancy to the area. Now their absence is a warning sign, a signal that something fundamental has shifted. The beaches are still beautiful, but the silence speaks volumes, echoing the uncertainty of the times. Something important between two old friends has changed, and it's a change that's felt deeply on both sides of the border. Canadians have long been America's biggest group of international visitors, crossing the border for everything from shopping trips to family vacations and sporting events. Their presence has been a familiar and welcome sight in towns and cities across the country, especially in border states. In 2024, they spent over $20 billion here, supporting businesses nationwide, from bustling city centers to small-town diners and local attractions. Their dollars helped keep restaurants busy, hotels full, and shops thriving. But in 2025, that steady flow has slowed dramatically, leaving many communities wondering what happened to their most loyal visitors. Canadian visits are down more than 25% this year, a sharp and sudden drop that few saw coming. In July alone, car arrivals at the border dropped 37%, turning once busy crossings into quiet stretches of pavement. For every 10 Canadian cars that crossed last summer, nearly 4 are missing now, and the difference is impossible to ignore. This isn't a blip, it's a major shift, and it's sending shockwaves through the tourism industry. The US is now facing a 9% drop in all international visitors, with Canadians driving that decline and amplifying its impact on local economies. Billions in expected spending have vanished, leaving a hole in local economies and forcing many businesses to make tough choices. A 10% drop in Canadian tourism can cost over $2 billion and 14,000 jobs. Now, with losses more than double that, the stakes are even higher. With the current decline, the losses are even greater, and the ripple effects are being felt far beyond the border. This isn't just numbers, it's a crisis for towns built on Canadian friendship, where every visitor is a neighbor and every dollar spent matters. Our biggest fans have stayed home, and from coast to coast, we're feeling the loss in ways big and small. Why are Canadians staying away? It's not just one reason. New US tariffs and economic policies have made 80% of Canadians feel unwelcome. Political tensions and disrespectful comments from American leaders have soured the mood. Stricter border enforcement and new fees, like a $250 visa integrity charge, add stress and cost. Canadians want to feel respected and safe when they travel. Now, many see the US as unwelcoming and expensive. The hassle and hostility are driving them to other destinations. When travel feels like a burden, people simply stop coming. The impact is immediate and unmistakable in places like Niagara Falls, New York, and the sun-soaked towns of Florida. Once bustling streets and attractions now feel strangely quiet, as the usual crowds of visitors are nowhere to be seen. Niagara hotels saw an 8% drop in Canadian demand, while Florida lost a staggering 20% of its Canadian visitors in just one quarter. These numbers aren't just statistics, they represent thousands of empty rooms and missed opportunities for local businesses. Local businesses, hotels, restaurants, and tour operators are struggling to stay afloat. Many have had to cut hours, lay off staff, or even close their doors temporarily. A Boston bus tour operator told me his Canadian bookings have vanished almost overnight, leaving buses idle and staff uncertain about the future. In Bellingham, Washington, hotel demand from Canadians dropped 12%. The loss is felt not just in numbers but in the empty lobbies and quiet hallways. Malls and shops near the border are noticeably quieter, with far fewer BC license plates in the lots. Retailers are missing the familiar faces of their northern neighbors. Every empty room and unsold souvenir means lost income, and the uncertainty is taking a toll on owners and employees alike. Small, family-run businesses are especially vulnerable, often lacking the resources to weather long periods without customers. The economic health of these regions depends on open, friendly borders and the steady flow of Canadian visitors who support local economies. Now, the absence of Canadians is a direct hit to their survival, forcing many to make tough decisions about their future. The ripple is felt everywhere, from big cities to small towns, as communities grapple with the sudden loss of their most loyal visitors. Fewer tourists mean fewer jobs. The hospitality and retail sectors are at risk, with up to 140,000 jobs threatened by the drop in international visitors. Every 10% decline in Canadian visitors risks 14,000 American jobs. Workers in hotels, restaurants, and shops are seeing hours cut and shifts lost. Bus tour companies face cancellations, affecting drivers, hotels, and attractions. The domino effect is real. One lost tour means lost income for dozens. Border cities like Detroit, Seattle, and Buffalo are hit hardest. Seattle expects a 27% drop in international visitors, Detroit 17%. These numbers threaten the stability of working families. The loss of Canadian visitors is more than economic, it's personal for thousands of Americans. In response, American cities are working to rebuild trust. Rochester's Dear Canada campaign focuses on friendship, not discounts. Ads speak directly to Canadians saying, "We miss you." Boston and others are launching welcoming campaigns, targeting Canada with messages of warmth and inclusion. The goal: heal emotional distance and remind Canadians they're valued. It's a grassroots effort, less about sales, more about connection. Our two nations are deeply linked, and open travel is a symbol of that bond. Canadians aren't just tourists, they're neighbors and friends. By rolling out the welcome mat, we hope to restore the connection. The future depends on making sure our beaches and cities are once again filled with the sounds of our Canadian friends.